Gano, say Gano. They say, oh, say Gano.
The matter chop hot.
Assembly Diloto. Hey!
Aye.
From the year of return, beyond the return, December in GH, 30 December, now we seem to have a different one, which is the Black Star Experience, which is an initiative by the current government, and I would want to indulge you in this particular conversation. You are welcome. This is Live on Roland Report. Make sure you subscribe and of course share your views in the comment section. This is going to be an editorial. Shagzi and Tetekwashi Ad Market has got us covered on this particular episode. So, captured on my journey online says, Black Star Experience will include concert party competitions. And this is coming from President John Dramani Mahama. So I read the story to you. He says, the Black Star Experience will be the government flagship initiative aimed at establishing Ghana as the gateway to Africa for the global diaspora, President John Dramani Mahama has stated. According to him, the program, which is captured in the 2024 manifesto of the National Democratic Congress, will feature thoughtfully created cultural, historic, and creative art experiences in collaboration with private sector, diplomatic missions, ministries, departments, and agencies. He also noted that Black Star Experience will encompass activities such as concert party competitions, film events, and street carnival. Just a quote from the president says, the Pan-African Month will be a part of the Black Star Experience. It will include street carnivals, film week, fashion festival, food fair, theatrical and drama performances, as well as concert party competitions and monthly domestic tourism destinations. President Mahama said, stressing that their aim is to position the Black Star Experience as a uniquely Ghanaian tourism brand. He made this statement while presenting the State of the Nation address in Parliament on February 27, 2025. In the meantime, Ghanaian musician and entrepreneur Rex Owusumafo, popularly known as Rex Omar, has been appointed as the presidential staffer for Black Star Experience. In his address, President Mahama also expressed government's commitment to developing Osu Castle into a more attractive tourist site. We will develop the Osu Castle, the former seat of government, and the area around it as a tourist attraction. It will have a pedestrian precinct with art and craft markets, jewelry, and gold markets. This approximately 22-acre land will become a destination for tourism, he said. President Mahama noted that tourism and culture and creative arts remain vital cornerstone of Ghana's national development strategy, playing a significant role in job creation, cultural exchange, and economic growth, while acknowledging that the ministry has launched transformative initiatives to position Ghana as a premier global destination. This is positive in recent years. He also outlined other positive initiatives aimed at harnessing the country's rich cultural heritage, natural beauty, and its dynamic creative sector. Okay, so I believe we've done enough reading for here. Now, let's have a conversation on this Black Star Experience. So, for me, I would want to commend the ruling government, okay, or the party in power, for having the creative industry at heart. This is something that I would commend them. And when you look at how the creative art industry or some members of the creative art industry are now being involved heavily in the helms of affairs, it gives me some great joy that if not for anything at all, the powers that be or the helms of affairs are now seem to be paying attention or proper attention to the creative art sector and are beginning to understand that it is not a space for only unserious people, as not long ago a member of parliament stated during the vetting of John Dumelo. You understand? Because now looks like we are having a very good representatives of people from the creative arts background entering into the helms of affairs. So we have Kafui Danku as the executive director the executive secretary of the NFA. We have James Gardner as the deputy. We have K.O.D as the staffer for diaspora affairs. We have Abeiku Santana as the deputy minister, director of the Ghana Tourism Authority. We have Rex Omar as the presidential staffer for the Black Star Experience, among others who have either been appointed or are yet to be also given a role in the space. Now, that is where I would commend this government. But sometimes, on the other hand, where I kind of feel jittery or I do not understand this particular move is the supposed birth of another name which is going to represent activities or tourism activities that are supposed to drive people from the diaspora to Ghana. And what am I talking about? We all know that for the past 8 years or so, we've had the Black Star Experience, we've had the Year of Return, we've had the Beyond the Return, we've had the December in GH, and now we are going to have a Black Star Experience. Even throughout that 8 years, we've already had activities pertaining, including Dirty December, which is now one of the global brands, and it is being linked to Ghana. So now, the moment you mention Dirty December, we know that it is something that has to do with the call of the people from the diaspora to Ghana. But then, looks like now, everything is going to be thrown away. Why? Because a new government is in. And in the Bible, there was an instance where they said, you remember the story of Joseph? When they said, there came a Pharaoh who knew not Joseph. And when that Pharaoh came, whatever Joseph as the prime minister had done, he discarded all of them. And when the famine came, we all know, if you are very familiar with the story, what happened. So that is one of the things that makes me scared. That we have websites for Year of Return. We have letterheads and offices for Beyond the Return, which signifies Ghanaian activities in terms of tourism and creative arts. So why the change of name? In the President's State of the Nation address, he talked about the fact that I think it is 2-point-something million or 3-point-something million people who have rather benefited from the free SHS and not the 5.1 wine that the previous government mentioned. So in that set, in resetting, some of us would have wished that, if not for anything at all, there will be that spirit of continuity. Because when you check the activities that are involved in the Year of Return or the Black Star Experience, it is no different from what was done in the Year of Return. Activities that encompasses the Black Star Experience is no different from what happened in the Year of Return, Beyond the Return, December in GH, Dirty December. No, it is no different. Street carnivals were happening. Nightlives were happening. Parties and events were happening. Concerts were happening. And if we want to say, okay, concert party competition, now looks like people want to go back into a certain era. But then, even if you want to talk about concert party, this is situated into comedy. And now we all know how vibrant the stand-up comedy fraternity has become. So is there not a need for us to focus there and champion and boost them more for them to do this? But we want to go and start again with concert party. Well, let's bear in mind that these Gen Zs, Gen Z for your maybe, concert party. So we are now going to reintroduce that culture. Whilst this is a culture that we've discarded a long time ago, we are now going to reintroduce that culture into them. To rebuild it. And mind you, we cannot bring concert party and use that old vibes. We would need to use elements that fuse modern day understanding for these Gen Zs to buy into it and to champion it. One of the things that have made the high life genre significant is still and relevant to date is the continuity of it. Yes, we all know that sound changes with era. The high life that Eja K.O.D Momo ye is not the same high life that Daddy Lumba Dems came to do. If not for anything at all, one person like Kojo Entry, we know most of his sounds are reggae. Yet he identifies as a high life artist. So why can't we continue the activities in the year of return and say that, oh, when we year of return, this is the amount of money they got. When we came during our era in the year of return, this is the amount of money we got. But we would rather want to discard everything that they've done, including the name. And changing the name of a brand is no joke. And this is an established brand for that matter. Now, there is going to be a cost in creating offices. There is going to be a cost in creating letterheads. There are social media handles and everything now will be changed. Websites that have been created, which are very vibrant, even on the search engine optimization on the web, will now be discarded, and we are now going to start afresh. Now, all the amphitheaters that the previous government said they were going to build for the creative arts, they started some of them. They say, I hear Kapopo in it, and I am not even sure that the current government is even going to continue. In TCC, it has been a waste of state funds. Is there a need that this government can say, okay, let's complete it if it is still for the creative art? As for the appointment of the executives that has to do with this whole Black Star experience there, I would want to hold my reservations for a later date or a different edition and hope and pray that the love that this particular government has for the creative arts will blossom the more. The understanding will be greater so that more activities will be done. But then, the people that have been appointed, the creative people that have been appointed, we've yearned for this particular position for a very long time. Most of the times, we will see creative arts or creative people following these politicians during campaign, and when it is time for them to enjoy, then they go and bring technocrats. But now, looks like we are having a very good representation when it comes to the helms of affairs in government and calling the shots. If we fail, then this is our last and final chance. Those who have been appointed, we beg you, make good use out of your offices. Because already the perception about the creative industry is not good. And we've always been crying, appoint our people. Now our people have been appointed. From Honorable Jifa Gomashi, now through to James Gardner. Yaba, there's that tall line with others to follow. We have enough creative people representing us in the helms of affairs. So now we don't have any excuse to say we are failing our people in the creative arts industry. This is just my 2 cents on this particular issue with the Blast Act experience and the appointment of creative arts people in these agencies. Whatever it is, I hope and pray that at the end of their offices, yes, but the work has to be done and it needs to be effective for everybody to testify. Share your views. Let me hear from you what you also make of the Black Star experience and the appointment of creative people in the helms of affairs. My name is Roland Amate. This has been live on Roland Report. Make sure you recommend this channel to others so they can also enjoy. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
The matter chop hot.
Assembly Diloto. Hey!
Aye.
Hey!